Hope you all are doing well today. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the power of now, living in the moment, being present, connecting with nature, connecting with yourself. These are all things that have really helped me grow on my detox journey and my spiritual journey as well, because it all works together. And I've been reading this book. It's called The Power of Now. And it's a really easy read. And I wanted to, I don't have the book with me. My daughter ended up taking it to the beach with her. This book really reminds me of Eckhart Tolle books. It's pretty much the same thing, just different perspectives, I guess. But it's a very easy read, and it will really help if you have struggles with just getting out of thought and with meditation, just all those things. This will really help you grow in your spiritual journey here. So I really highly recommend you guys check it out, and I'll leave a link down below for you if you are interested in it. So for me, I feel like I have been going through life with blinders on. And those are those things that they put on horses. So the horse doesn't see anything on the side of him. He can only see what's in front of him. It helps the horse stay out of thinking too much, because the horse, if he sees all the distractions on the side, it could scare the horse and it could be dangerous. And so, but that's what I feel like in my own life is I've been going through life with these blinders on. I'm only looking what's in front of me, and I'm just ignoring everything else on the side of me. Almost as if my vision has been out of focus, and all of a sudden it's everything's becoming very clear to me, and it feels like the veil is being lifted off of me, and I'm seeing the truth in things. And so for me, being in the moment has been really a powerful tool for me on my detox journey, because it really helps me get out of my mind and out of the thought, because my brain overthinks everything, especially when I'm trying to heal myself. I'm watching YouTube videos and all these supplements, and I want to try this and I want to try that, and I complicate everything, and it slows me down. It truly does. When I take too much on this detox journey of mine, it slows everything down. And I always go back to simplicity, because I really think that is one of the most powerful keys is when you're detoxing and healing the body is simplicity. And it was so confusing when I first started this journey, because I didn't understand, what do you mean get out of the mind? How do you turn the thinker off? And the ego, and it's almost like the thought and the ego, they kind of feed off each other. And it's really interesting, because when you step back and you think about the thought, it always lives in the past or the present, or the past and the future, I should say, sorry. And you're never it never lives in the present moment. It doesn't know how to. So think about it. Next time you are driving and you're thinking, and think about what you're thinking. It's either what you're going to do when you get home. For me, it's like, okay, what am I going to make my next video about? Or what am I going to make for dinner? What am I going to eat? It's always in the future, my thoughts. Or I'm dwelling in the past. Like, oh, look at what I did. Oh, why did I say that? Or, it's just constantly in the past and the future. It's never in the now. And that is just so powerful when you learn that and you observe that, and you just step back. And that's how it is for me when especially with all the processed toxic foods that we are putting into our body. When I stepped out of the thought and the conditioning, and I just watched, and I was seeing what this food is doing to us and our bodies, it's wrong. This is not the food that we are supposed to be consuming. It's not. And it's funny because we all intuitively know this. You know that if you go to McDonald's or Jack in a Box, you know that food is not good for you. You know it. I mean, come on. We all know that. And we also know that a lot of these pharmaceuticals, antidepressants, and just all these things with all these toxic side effects, we know intuitively that that is not good for us. But for some reason we go through life with these blinders on, and we get the thoughts and the ego. It's everything that is just going on. And when you meditate and you just stop for a moment and you step back from it all and just sit outside and just not think and just watch life happen in front of you. That is being present. Just like right now, I'm trying to let my conversation just flow naturally. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say in the next 5 minutes. I'm just letting it flow. I'm trying to be present when I make my videos. That's why I can't script my videos. It just doesn't come off right to me. And that's just for me. It just doesn't work. But that's what it means for me, is just stepping out of the thoughts and gosh, that ego is, it's full of, it's aggressive, and it's kind of like, I mean, the ego is always there. It's hard to knock that out, but we can learn to control it by practicing this, and it does get easier. Like I said, the cleaner my body becomes, the more intuitive I become, the more aware, awake. It just all goes together. And it's just amazing when when all the pieces of the puzzles are starting to come together. And there's still a lot missing. Like I said, this is a learning journey, and I'm constantly learning new things. And my awakening and awareness it becomes even more intense as I keep going on this journey. But there's just so much more to this life than we can comprehend. And there's times when I just step back, and especially when I'm out in nature and I'm just sitting there and I'm just watching the birds and just watching life happen, and I just start tripping on, what is life? Do you ever do that? Do you ever just trip and like, why are we having this trippy experience? What is the purpose of this? And so going back to that ego, I don't like the ego. I don't like the ego in myself. And when you see it in other people, it's just such an attractive trait in us all. And I see it in myself, and the ego is full of fear, vanity. It gets defensive so easily. It's offended all the time. It just steps in there and it overthinks everything. And I struggle with this also. But that's another thing too. When you're out in nature and you get away from the ego, it's a good thing. It shows itself in everything. I used to drive a Camaro, and I had it fully loaded, leather seats, and that was my ego. So you see it in all things, and it's almost like, I'll give an example on my channel. I remember the first time I got a dislike on one of my videos. My God, I almost crumbled. It was the ego. And I know, having a channel, you're gonna have people that disagree with you, that aren't gonna like you, and that's fine. I accept that we're all on this journey, and we all have our own opinions, and some people think that I'm crazy the way I eat, and that's fine. This is my journey. This is my decision of how I want to live my life. But there's dislikes, that I get, they hurt my ego. And so just pulling away from that and just saying, oh gosh, get over it already. We're not all going to agree on everything. That's just not how life is. And so, but that's what I mean, just getting away from the ego and the thoughts. There's a few things that have happened on my channel that, one time I had my thumbnail and I was wearing a gray top, and the way I was standing, someone posted or made a comment and said, why are you dressed sleazy? What message are you trying to put out there? And I stepped back and I was like, oh my God, am I projecting that? No, I don't want that. So I ended up changing my thumbnail. Again, there's the thinker and the ego, and everything gets in the way, and it tries to mess up my flow. And I'm really not trying to use my look or my body for trying to grow my channel. That's not the message I want to put out there. I am a girly girl. I don't like wearing pink, but I do like wearing makeup, and I like doing my hair, and I like to feel pretty. I've always been that way. It's just part of my makeup and who I am. Of course, maybe it is a little bit of the ego, again, but that's just how I am. And, but I don't know. But going back to, just being present and the power it has within itself. It is just something you have to experience, and you have to practice it. There's a lot of things that are going on in this life that I feel are lies, they're deceiving. And when you step back and you kind of just watch and you observe, you will see the truth in everything. And like I said, you are the creator of your life. I truly believe that. What you focus on in your life, you create. I believe that's the gift of free will here that we have. We have the choice to how we think. We can control our thoughts. It's definitely an exercise, and just like anything else, and discipline. But you will find a good place when you start escaping from the thoughts and the ego and just all the brainwashing that goes on in this world, especially with our food. I mean, that's my passion, is detoxing and healing and just getting away from all the toxic stuff that I have been doing to my own self. Not really knowing that I was. It was just the way I was taught. And now I'm finding out that is wrong, and I need to change things. There's a really powerful quote that I want to share with you really quick, and I just love this quote. But it says, what you believe to be true, is it true? Or do you just believe that it is true because you were taught that it is true and never looked any further? Gosh, isn't that just so powerful? That's exactly how I feel on this journey. It was just there in front of me, and I just never looked further into it. I didn't care to take the time to look further into anything. And it's probably because I didn't have health issues. When everything's running fine and you're just going through life and everything is just hunky-dory, you don't really think about your health because you feel like I'm healthy. I'm eating fast food, I'm eating all this stuff, and I feel fine. I can still function, I can still do things, and I'm having fun. But when it catches up to you and the blowback happens, then you're at the fork of the road. You can either fix yourself, stop doing what caused it in the first place, or you can go down a path that will take you down. I really do believe that. You don't want to poison your body even more. It doesn't make sense in my mind. It does not make sense to me. But, you know, I'm not saying that you have to do what I'm doing. I'm just, like I said, I'm sharing my experience. But yeah, those are the things that meditation, living in the moment, being present, quit thinking so much about everything and just step back without judgment. That is the key. Just don't judge anything. Go outside and just look at a flower. I mean, it's just there. It's just there, and life is just going on. And when you get into that flow of life, like the river, you start seeing things, and your mind just starts opening up, and you're seeing things for what it is. And it's that freaking beautiful. Like, seriously, it is just so amazing. And oh, I tell you, but anyways, I'm going to leave that book in the description box. Just check it out. Like I said, or Eckhart Tolle, he has a lot of YouTube videos. He's really fascinating to listen to. And so anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end there. And I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day as always. I love you guys so much, and I so appreciate each and every single one of you. Anyways, okay, God bless, love you. Bye.